Well, Mitch, we're going to take a little walk here. We'll go down memory lane for you and us. Let's start with kind of your professional journey.
I started my career in public service in the state of Washington. I worked for an educational service district, which it's an organization that works for a conglomeration of school districts providing services sort of at scale and in a much more cost-effective way. And I worked for the state superintendent in the state of Washington back in the mid and late 90s when we were the first state that wired the entire state baccalaureates, community and technical colleges, and all of the K-12 system together on the internet. After that, I spent some time at an organization. It was a not-for-profit, which did all of the finance, HR, and student information systems for all of the schools in the state of Washington. Paid 150,000 teachers every month, managed the $7 billion in education spend in the state of Washington. And then I made the jump to the private sector.
What led to that jump into the private sector, and was it just a career opportunity, or was it a mentor, or was it someone in your network? How does that happen?
Sure. Well, at WSIPSI, we managed Microsoft's one of their very largest public sector contracts for all the schools in the state of Washington. I got to know a number of the folks there very well over the 6 years that I was there. And they had an opportunity to come and manage their education business across the globe. So it was sort of, yes, the network, and also the opportunity to go do something bigger and on a global scale than perhaps just in the state of Washington.
So we met when you joined Instructure.
Right.
What kind of roles did you have there? Remind me.
So when I started, I managed the education sales team, which is something I'd done in past lives, but also not something that I wanted to spend the rest of my career doing. So Josh and I agreed that we'd do that through the IPO and probably the couple of quarters after, because as you know, critically important.
Yeah.
And then after that, I took over as the Chief Product Officer, which I did for a lot of years until we, without going through all of the gyrations in history, right, took the company public a second time.
Yeah.
At which point I became the Chief Strategy Officer for the last 3 years or so before I then left last November.
Yeah. And we've coerced you into being a venture partner with us. So let's talk for a second about, what gets you excited about this role?
One of the things I really loved about my strategy role at Instructure for the last 3 years was spending a lot of time externally focused, a lot of time with investors who were very keen on understanding our business, a lot of time on taking and communicating all of the good things that Instructure had done to a wide variety of people, right?
Yeah.
So as we started talking about this, right, the opportunity to identify really great businesses, help people understand what it takes to build and run them and scale them, work with you all and, the broader funding community, right, around building these businesses as well is super interesting. So there's a lot of variety. It's not just education. It's a lot of software for sure, which I've got a good solid background in, but being able to engage with lots of people, both here at the U and more broadly in sort of the startup community is really, it's going to be a lot of fun.